smells like burning. Oh no, not again. Alright folks, welcome back to the motorcycle garage. Got a little bit of a game plan for today. Anyone who watched my last video knows one or two little jobs to get completed before I can progress with this build, but feeling enthusiastic again. Found a little bit of energy and excitement to get this project moving forward. So at the complete and utter avoidance of doing any housework, so let's just progress with this for a while. So plan today, I'm gonna try and get that frame, get that little steering lock lobbed off the frame, see if I can get a little patch put in and just weld that up and pretend it was never there in the first place, and try and find my cylinder head somewhere in the garage. Not that I need to show that in the video, but that was came to light when last night when I was looking through all the motorbike bits, that there was I didn't actually find that in my travels. It's definitely here, I'm sure, but it's something I'll need to find because I want that to go to the vapor blasters as well. So, and then only other thing, try and find some saw cool technique on, oh guy, what was his name? Put a link in the video where they were making, I just looked to see how other people were making a carbon fibre seat pan, but they used vinyl, like car vinyl for covering cars. They use vinyl, or the equivalent sticky vinyl, to put the base on the seat before they put anything on top. So I'm gonna try and actually, yes, shit, I think I've just found it. This will do. That's what I was looking for. This is what I coated my headlights, my fog lights on my Scooby. So I'm just going to try and put this over the seat. I think it's double-sided, it'll stick nicely. That'll give me a nice base to then lay some mold release and then carbon fibre on as well. Luckily, the temperature has just dropped, which always bodes well for trying to cure epoxies. So I've got an unbelievably bad habit of leaving this thing running when I'm not in the garage, but I might just try and leave that on for a little while. Once I get the epoxy on, I think it is an exothermic reaction, so it does generate heat when it cures, but it will cure a little bit better if it's in a hotter environment. So those few things, that'll be it probably, and we'll then try and just start getting stuff lobbed into the car, taking over the stop saying powder coat or vapor blaster. So enjoy if you can. Okay, I would call that a success. Just yeah, it's decent. Block that hole. I think if I had all the time in the world, I don't know, I think it's alright. It's going to be good enough for this bike. So, next thing is, what did I say? I need to try and clear a space. The ongoing fight for space. I need to try and clear space and see about getting the seat pan, I think, sorted. I found my cylinder head. I think I mentioned at the start of the video I lost it, so it was tucked around the back in a box away for safekeeping. So I'm just gonna find a space for getting the bike, probably put it back there, and then set up a station here for just cutting some epoxy, clean it a little bit, cutting some carbon fibre and epoxy. Need to figure out how many layers I'm going to do, 2 or 3, probably 3, just for, why not? I've got 2 types of carbon fibre. I'll talk through in a little bit, but one's kind of like a decorative one, which I'm not going to use. I'm just going to use the structural one. Benefit of the structural one is a little bit cheaper as well. So I think only thing I need to check is curing temperatures. Is there a minimum curing temperature? Because right now it's about -3 outside and it's about 3 or 4 degrees in here, which is fucking, my balls have disappeared. So I'm trying to just figure out whether I need to put a heater on and try and heat this area up a little bit before I start playing about with epoxy resins. So yeah, that's the only thing. Downside is it might take a hell of a lot longer to cure. If that is the case, then I could maybe set up an enclosure, pop the heater in, and just allow that to potentially be a little bit toastier. So yeah, we grab a quick coffee and have a look at some of that, and then we'll pick this up a bit when we've got the frame set up and ready to start prepping for putting a seat pan on. So okay, so ignore the dishes in the house, and been doing a little bit of googling on the old epoxy resin and what we can cure it in, and it appears to be 15 degrees. So I'm going to struggle to get that outside even if we set up a habitat and heat it up. So I've got a day off and my girlfriend's out at work, so I think what I might do is bring everything inside to the one room that's still not been looked at in terms of a renovating the house point of view. So I'm going to do that, set up, clear an area, put something down on the floor, and then bring stuff in and we'll do it inside. Okay. Anytime I've ever done something in the house, it's kind of got a bit pear-shaped. I remember putting bits through the dishwasher once, which backfired, as you can imagine, as well as the scrambler engine needed cured in the oven, so I ended up putting the bottom end in the oven, which would be okay, but the rest of the house stunk for about a long time, and I'm reminded frequently as to why we shouldn't do these things. However, needs must. We're going to try and progress this. So this is the little area I'm going to set up, and hopefully, I don't know how long it'll take to cure, but I don't think I'll be in and out within the time frame. But again, I can't remember whether it stinks or not, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. So wish me luck. So we are now set up in the house. Oh, hello you. Come here then. Definitely don't tell Mum about this. You'll go up for adoption. So anyway, the plan is to use this, use this vinyl to give us a base to lay the carbon on. Because I've got the battery tray, because I've got bits with bolts in them, I need to, I want to take this into consideration, because I don't, otherwise the seat pan won't sit flush with the frame once it's all finished. So I want to put them on and put this on first, prep it with some mold release, and then we'll use the, do you mind? With the epoxy laminating resin. So I'll cut some sheets of carbon fibre, probably 2 if not 3 sheets of carbon fibre. Good lord, my knees hurt. And then I'll mix up enough resin to be a 1-to-1 ratio. and that will be, I think that's what you're meant to do, 1-to-1 ratio, if not a little bit more, just to counteract any losses from the mixing material and putting it on the cup and everything else. And then it's a case of just laying down some epoxy first, laying the carbon fibre on the top, stipping some more epoxy into that layer of carbon fibre till it's got a nice and saturated with carbon fibre and epoxy, and then start building the layers up. So I think 3 layers should be enough, more than enough I think. So I'll try that and see how we get on. This is taking some creative license from, I think it was, I'll put a link in, but Northeast Customizations had a really good video on the exact same process. This is where this idea came from. Hopefully it works. I meant to heat it up a little bit, but yeah, we try and get this in and out before the other half of Mrs. Remotorcycle comes home. As long as you don't tell, mister. Alright. Stop eyeing up my whiskey. Okay, that it's okay. Well, I can't remember, it's been a while since I've done this, but I think it's quite a thick fabric that I've got for structural purposes. Maybe 3 was overkill. To be honest though, it's bonded, all the resin's gone on well, and we're in a nice environment, so hopefully it will dry fairly evenly. The most important bit is, ideally I would maybe like to see it wrap down and be a bit more vertical at the sides like this, but the weight of the material is not allowing it. Don't know whether or not by doing that you kind of maybe, the most important bit is having a flat line all the way around and having this tight to the frame rail, which if I run my finger around it is, because I don't plan on taking the I don't plan on taking it over past the carbon fibre. I'll probably do what I usually do and just try and split the line on the chassis rail, probably, I think. So as long as I've got a line, a reference line to put that to, I think that should be okay. So we'll let that dry, go and get tidied up, pretend like this never happens, hope that it dries quick enough, and then get back out to the garage. But I don't really know how long it'll take to dry because it's carbon fibre, so maybe 8 hours, maybe 12 hours, maybe 24, I don't know, just saying times now. So we'll leave that and we'll pick this up in a little bit once it's dried, and I'll either be living out in the garage or I'll have managed to get away with it. So catch you in a minute. Success! Okay, I think this, well, I didn't get kicked out, which is a bonus. Oh, the dog, come here. Come in. There we go. I didn't get kicked out, which is a bonus, and this seems to have set up. Looks okay. It's not as perfect as I would like, but it's, I think for what I need out of it, it will do the job nicely. Because I'm going to be putting foam on, I need to cut it to size, so we're just going to try and take it off. Make sure it comes off okay. Fucking hell. What the hell? Okay, so see how it's not properly gone, but again, quite a lot of epoxy in here. It's weird how it's pulled up like that. Pretty sure that's epoxy. Maybe I didn't think I used too much. Anyway, I mean that's solid. It's going to probably continue to harden a little bit more, but I've got a nice. It's properly thingied anyway, but this weird undulation. Probably because it wasn't completely flat, and I think I said before it was really thick. It's quite a hard, heavy duty epoxy, heavy duty carbon fibre weave. So what I'll do is I'll trim it down. All I really needed is I need it to be firm enough to build a seat on, which it is, it will be. And it's funny how you forget how light carbon is, even with that epoxy, even compared to fiberglass. It just seems really light. So I'll probably call this video now before I take stuff back out. We've sorted a few of the big jobs that needed done. I think what I'll do off camera is countersink these little bits here. Countersink a couple of holes, and I'll show you after it's done, but figure out a way to mount these, whether it's riv nuts, might even just be riv nuts once it's all been painted and prepped, to allow me to countersink this in and get this nice and tight. I will cut this to size and see if I'm happy. See if I'm happy with it. Should be all right. Whether it was that a success, I don't know yet. I'll get it all cut to size and see how it lines up with these lines. Hello. See how it lines up with these bits here. Because actually, it's quite in its own factory setting. There's a few bits that sit proud of that frame rail, so whether or not that's going to have an impact as to how this looks once it's finally cut, I don't know. So take that away, have a look, trim it all, maybe get it, follow up with that in the next video, see if I get any good ways of trimming it. It might take some time lapse, but it won't be part of this video, it'll be the next video. So we're moving forward, which is what we want, and I didn't get kicked out of the house, which is a benefit as well. So you can take that one as well, try and use it yourselves. I'm gonna love you and leave you. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, any questions you have, subscribe if you want, and I shall catch up with you in the next video. Cheers guys, take it easy.